Hey, what's a crazy hot take that you want to talk about that everybody would agree on or everybody would agree on? What's that? What you feel like, son? What you talking about?
I think as an adult and you're going into your 20s, I think a lot of I'm not going to go back and say generation. I even see, but like the appearance of yourself as a male and how you carry yourself. I feel like a lot of people just don't care about themselves and then they walk out. And what I mean by that, for example, like for me, like every 2 to 3 days, I shave my head, I clean up my beard. I like to have a clean, neat appearance. Now, even if I had long hair or whatever, if I had hair, like back in the day
If I
when I
had
had
long
hair,
hair, I
back
don't
in the
think
day
you
when
ever
I
had
had
hair. I
hair,
just
it
want you
was
to know
cute.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I want you to know that I don't
So
think you ever had hair.
I did. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll put a little picture up here somewhere with me with a little fro and stuff. You wouldn't even believe it. But yeah, I feel
Send it
like
to me.
even back in
I'll take care of that for
the back in the day when I had hair, I would like I couldn't go to the barbershop every week, but I learned how to line up my hair. So every 2 or 3 days, I was giving myself a lineup. So my lineup looked sharp, at least in the front. And I have like my dad or my brother freaking clean up my back. I don't think anybody has that. And I see it in some females too, but I feel like a lot of these don't have that. I want to look good. You know, that term, like if you look good, you feel good. They don't have that. They just like, fuck, I don't care, man. I'll go outside in pajama pants,
you.
whatever. Even me, like, even when I'm wearing my bummy stuff, which is still basketball shorts and a t-shirt, like I'm not like out here in pajama. I won't go out in public in pajama pants. I think she's I'm like that's just weird,
They're
but that's
comfortable.
just
What
me.
is wrong
I
with you?
get
What do you mean they're comfortable? I'm just
they're
saying
great.
they're
They're great
comfortable.
for
They're
the
loose
they're
fitting. They're dope.
great for the house. They're great for the house. I That's just how I see it. Look, it's my opinion. This is my hot take, right? So
Yeah, it is. I'm just saying.
yeah, hey, look, in my opinion, pajama pants are great for the house. But if you got to go out, even if it's good, in my opinion, so just throw some basketball shorts on a t-shirt, look kind of decent. What if you don't never know who you're bumping into, and then they see you for the first time, you're like, oh
And
man,
you
this
want to
dude
know
is
what? As
like,
we talking about pajama pants and getting ready and being
ah,
the best we can be, we got Stump the Grump over there who hates pajama pants and you going outside and being comfortable. Or you got me, Big Grump, over here who loves pajama pants. I will walk around Walmart and some of the flyest pajama pants there is.
On your downfall until one day it was just watch you on your downfall. Like, and those been coming over there, they will support you, they will pretend to support you. It's about what you believe in this moment because this is about you. This isn't.
got my man Big Grump on the other end, and your boy Stay Dangerous over here on the swivel, and let's just some responses. Have a good time. It's incumbent.
But go ahead and finish your wonderful hot take.
Anyways, so back to it. Yeah, no, I can't do it. Right? I can't. I've never worn pajama. Even when I go to sleep, I sleep in basketball shorts and a t-shirt. I just never been the pajama pants type of person. It's hard to get into. I sweatpants. I guess I've slept in sweatpants, like right, but never pajama pants. But even I'm just talking about like the grooming standards. A lot of even if you had long hair, it's just do like, all right, whatever. If you want to wear long hair, fucking wear it, get it braided up, have your stuff braided nice and neat, or have an appearance or an oomph about yourself that makes you look presentable all the time. They know that this person's always looking good or squared away. I can't look at myself after, even when I see little bumps, the little specks of hair in my head, I'm like, oh, I gotta shave my head. I always want that clean noggin. You know what I mean? I got that, you know what I'm saying? I got that clean
I
noggin.
want the shine.
I want the shine. So I feel like a lot of even small stuff. I still iron my clothes. People are like, oh, you still iron your clothes? Yeah, I still iron my clothes, man. That's how I grew up, man. My dad taught me how to iron pins. I iron my clothes. I don't care. I don't really crease no more. I was a crease king back in the day.
What?
Like I can used to make my pants.
What?
Yeah, the crease king. I used to be able to make my pants stand up. I starch them and freaking have my pants stand up and stuff by themselves. That's how I grew up. It's like ironing your clothes, all that stuff. That's all stuff that's like appearance. Small stuff. I iron t-shirts. I iron pretty much everything I can iron with the exception of obviously basketball shorts, unless they're like what they call cotton shorts or something like that. But I don't really crease my pants anymore like I used to, but I at least iron them so they look smooth and not all wrinkly and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like people just don't care about their appearance when they go outside or whatever. And I'm not saying it's everybody. You do.
So wait, so my question is then where's that come from? Where's that lack of the lack
I'll-
of care that you talk about, because like you said, when we were growing up, that's what we were taught to do. Our clothes, don't go outside looking raggedy for the most part. And I do agree with you to an extent. I do agree with you to an extent that it's changed to where don't care about their appearance. Because my
Yeah.
dad stayed on me like every 2 weeks. Hey, you need to get a haircut. You need to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Or even when I was growing a fro at one point in time, hey, you need to keep it nice,
Trim,
shaped,
yeah.
and stuff like that. So where do you think that lack of care comes from?
I honestly, I also think it comes from some of our generation not enforcing that to the younger generation. Hey, this is why, right? Like, even think about it. They don't do, when I went through home ec, I went through home ec young too. Or I guess in a sense young. I
Yeah.
went through home ec in 8th grade. We had a week, it was called business week, where you had to dress nice and the teacher would interview if you were going to a job. Like every day you had a different interview for different jobs. You'd fill out applications for these jobs and all this other stuff. So you know how to dress when you go to a business interview and all this other stuff. And like, I see interviews today and people showed up like in the most wrinkliest stuff. They don't even try. They don't even know what business casual is. And it's crazy. And 100%, I can solely say it's probably our generation's fault because we grew up in that in-between era where video games were cool. So we just want to sit at the house and play video games. And then we do go out. I just want to go out and grab some junk food. People see you at like, I'm not like that, but that's where I think it kind of comes from, right? In a sense, right? And then the influence of it looks like they make it, how do I put it? The influence of it, because of the internet and all that stuff, everybody's in pajama pants, or everybody's, it's cool to just look like a freaking slouch or a bum or whatever. It's nah, bro. You gotta have something. Like, how are you supposed to present yourself? Even if, let's just say low ball terms, right? Let's just say you want to become a professional gamer. At some point, you're gonna have to meet with a company that wants your worth, and they're gonna want to see you outside of pajama pants. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But nowadays, that's how some companies
Yeah.
take you, because that's how they show up to the gaming events and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm all for it. But at the end of the day, too, let's just break it down to basics, man. You don't like keeping it clean and neat and fair, so you just like looking scraggly and rough all the freaking time. I also think that obviously, I do think some of that has to do with some mental stuff too. Some people are just mentally going through it. They don't know that maybe if I do, I was always taught, if you at least do these things about you, you won't feel so bad about yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you brush your teeth, comb your hair, look good. If you're looking at something in the mirror, you
Hey, and that's why we always got to run errands after a haircut.
you know what I'm saying? Like, no,
That's why we always got to run errands.
but I think it's kind of sad that we're in a generation where I've even seen people show up to interviews in pajama pants. I was like, yo, that's crazy that you think this is okay. You know what I'm saying? I get it, standards change a little bit, but at the same time, you as a person, you don't want to feel good about yourself, dude. You don't want to look yourself and be like, man, I look good, man. I got a fresh haircut. I cleaned my beard up, or I got a fresh shave. I look good when I shave. People don't try different things. Like when I was young, man, I was trying to, like, I used to shave my face every now and then. When I had hair, I used to cut my hair real low, like I was bald. Just try different looks for myself to see how it looked and how it made me feel and all that stuff. And so I even tried the straggly look. That didn't last that long. I tried like when I first got my beard started coming in, mind you, I've had all this since like 5th grade. But once my beard fully connected and all that stuff, I tried like just growing out and like letting it and not like trimming it up. And I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I got to trim my beard up. I got to have some type of shape to it.
Yeah.
But, and then too, like, I think we also grew up in the age too of self-taught, self-cut, right? Because you knew it was expensive to go to the barbershop. So it was like, somebody in your family cut hair or whatever. It was like, hey, I could teach you. Like my dad cut hair. So I learned how to trim my beard and cut my hair watching him. And then he would line me up and he'd be like, you do this. And I just kind of learned on my own. I self-taught, and to the point where I was cutting my homies too. So, but I think people have that forgot about appearance is everything. How you show up for yourself is how everybody else is going to see you. But that's my hot take on that. Is it every single person that I see? No, but I do feel like the mass is not wanting to present themselves in a way that's well for them, even if it's small. I'm sorry, I can't do it. You never see me show up anywhere in pajama pants. I was to the gym. I can't even do it on air. I can't. It's just not, freaking pajama pants and Crocs is not ever going to be a thing for me. I'm sorry.
Use the one pajama day to show up in pants and a freaking t-shirt. Like,
Matter of fact, even my teachers, they were like, well, I remember one day we did have a pajama day, and I showed up in basketball shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, "That's what you said." I said, "Yeah." The only difference is I have no underwear on.
wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, she was like, "You really?" I was like, "Yeah." That's literally the only difference is that I don't have any underwear on when I go to sleep. I just leave in basketball shorts with no drawers on. That's it. So that's just the thing. I don't know. Pajama pants is just too much, man. Plus, I'm a warm bodied person. So the basketball shorts keep you cool, pants. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think people just need to take more pride and a little bit more sensibility and pride to themselves and how they look and have that gumption. Hey, man, like I still want to present myself well. Even if you are going out basketball or freaking pajama pants and some Crocs, man, freaking make sure your face is presentable.
It's some gumption. Old timey
You know?
word.
Hey, man, I'm just saying.
So,
but anyways, off of my what's your hot take, my boy? What's your hot take? You know what I'm saying? Over here in the
my hot take is two things can always be true, right? And what I mean by that is when they say don't ever meet your heroes, you know, that whole saying.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, everybody doesn't have that same experience. When they get to meet their heroes, they have the most pleasant conversation. But you talk to other people, they had the worst time ever. But that goes down to, especially when you're talking about us, especially in this job field, right? Oh, I had the worst. This person is the worst and meanest person in the world. And it's like, how? Somebody else would be like, how? He was great to me. XYZ, all that's you. Two things can be true, right? That's the same thing growing up in the same house. You and your brother had two different experiences. Me and my sisters, we all had different experiences growing up.
Yeah.
Two things could literally be true, but that's once again that goes into your perception and your belief of what happened during that time. Because what do people always say? There's three sides to the story. There's your side, somebody else's side, and what actually really happened, right? And that is the biggest thing of that saying is two things can always be true. Because your perception of that situation was totally different. It could have been totally wrong or it could have been totally right. But in that moment, if it's, let's use me and you for instance, right? Let's use this then yesterday. You sent me the picture that you were so hype about and you were happy about it. And I was like, why are we doing this? Check this out. And you're like, well, because I like it. And I think we should update this. Once again, all I'm saying is check this out before you want to put this out in the world because there were some issues with it. And you were probably sitting over there, you always do this to me. You're always stopping me. But in reality,
Yeah.
I need you to look at your work because, hey, look, yes, this is great, but look at this. But by that time, you went on your whole tangent in your head and via text, you finally look at it and you say, oh, let me correct that. And that's the same thing for me. When I send you an idea and you're like, okay, why is this? Well, what's going on with this? And I'm like, why are you questioning me? It's simple. It's right there. Because you see something else that I don't see, right? Or an argument that you have with somebody. Your perception is you're not yelling at them, but then their perception is you're yelling at them and calling them all types of names. Right? Two things could be true. That's like some of our heroes. We think they're the greatest people in the world. They can do no wrong. And then next thing you know, there's an expose. Oh, this man cheated on his wife 18 times. But does that negate what he did for the people?
It shouldn't, but I get it.
Yeah, two things can be true. Oh, this person was good for this, but then it turns out at the end of the day, they really weren't good. So that's the way I look at it, man. And that's one of my hot takes. I have another hot take that I would like to talk about.
SpaghettiOs.
And it's important to me. It's not going to be important to everybody else. And at the end of the day, the way we look at it and we determine these things is just me. I need us, or it's not us. I need the people who control making TV shows to go back to 20 episodes versus 10, 30-minute episodes and then leave you on a cliffhanger and then you
Really,
cancel the season. I need you to go back to I need you to go back to my younger days where we had 20, 25 episodes in one season. If One Piece could just end their first season just recently and start going to seasonal and start up their seasons, why can't we? And I understand there's probably money involved, people's time, and all that stuff. But a lot of these stories that get developed are great. And don't get me wrong, some shows, there was a lot of shows that were ahead of their time that I feel should come back and they'll have a better chance, a better audience. But
Boondocks,
we need to
100%.
go back to 20. We need to go back to 20 something episodes versus 8, 10, and then all of a sudden we just disappeared.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. In certain aspects, a lot of these 6 and less episodes or 8 and less episodes is whack, but I think it's also a attention span of a newer
Yeah,
generation.
no, I get
TV
I get that, but
watchers. So
but still, that's because we got to a point to where people binge. Don't get me wrong, I love binging certain things, but we need to go back to a week-to-week basis on a lot of things. We need to go back to a week-to-week basis. And then
yeah,
also too, another hot take. Hey, if the episode already came out, I understand people. Nobody put a spoiler alert. You just ruined my day. No, stop the internet. Literally,
It
turn
was
your phone
really-
off.
what was it was on Disney and it was about a female character from Marvel, but she only had one
Miss Marvel?
season. I was like, no, it wasn't. No, I can't. It's not Miss
She-Hulk?
Marvel. No, not She-Hulk. She was Indian. She was Indian, like American Indian. She's based on that guy. The name of the movie. I can't think of the name. Echo, bro. Echo was freaking dope, and they did one season of it. Like,
A
I was
limited
like, yo,
series. A limited
Like-
series.
like what, dude? Like I was like, they could have ran with this. Echo was literally dope. I was like, dude, I was hooked. Or even, I think they could have did more with. Or Netflix had it for a little while. Not Iron Fist, the one before Iron Fist, but what's his name was in there? Gosh, dog. Luke Cage. I think Luke Cage could have ran a little bit longer. Personally, in my opinion, I thought
Well,
Luke Cage was freaking.
So
But-
that was a different situation. Once again, that was a different situation. Marvel was trying to get all their stuff back. I agree with you. I do agree
Yeah.
with you 100%, but that was a different situation. Marvel was like, hey, give me this. I want my stuff, man,
Yeah.
so I can put it over here. But in fact,
Yeah,
all those
so-
people are coming back here pretty soon. So, hey. But I'm talking about
But-
literally, like you said, what kills me is a lot of these limited series. I don't know if you watched Moon Knight, right? Moon Knight was a limited series, but then they ended on a cliffhanger where they got into his last personality or one of his personalities, and you're like, what? So, no, 110%, man. It blows my mind because I'm an avid TV watcher. I'm an avid movie watcher. I hate it when movie trilogies or that have more stories to tell, they don't get to tell the stories. And it's all because of, oh yeah, hey, look, here's ratings. There's one movie I know the first movie sucked, but then when they did the sequel, it was amazing. And people were into that. And that's the biggest thing right there. That's my hot take. That throws me every time a show ends or a movie doesn't get the sequel that it's supposed to, especially if it's a book series and it doesn't get the sequel that it's supposed to explore the world more. And that goes into writing too. Hey, and I get it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to make a lot of these things, but then Hollywood has a tendency to keep rehashing the same movies, like you just said, He-Man. I don't know how many times we did a He-Man movie.
In my opinion, with those type of movies that keep coming out from, I think it's based off technology now in the movie. I think this He-Man might be better. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I think they base it on. We can do it better now because we have CGI is better. We can do this and it looks more real. So I get that. I think and I'm not a huge fan of it, but I honestly think personally, through all the series, if you're talking about books to movies, that probably got the best retrospect of that is the Harry Potter series. That encaptured, you know what I'm saying? Like literally that's, like Lords of the Rings was okay, but if you're talking about overall, I think the Harry Potter series, it's probably been the book that really encaptured going outside the book and experience the world. But I do.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also
so I
too,
think
you got movies like Lethal Weapon that went for what, maybe 4 movies, 4 or 5 movies.
if we're going that road, you might as well look at the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah, they keep it interesting though. They keep it interesting.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like that's
So
like also too 007. 007 has spanned across centuries.
yeah,
So
so
spanned across centuries. We always find a way to reinvent 007.
yeah.
We always
So
find a
is
way to
Batman.
reinvent 007. Yeah, Batman. Batman is great.
Batman's
You
been
know, Michael Keaton,
Batman went from
Michael
boom,
Keaton,
boom
Adam
to
West.
a cartoon
You
to
know,
you know what I'm saying. So I get it. I think
really,
look at Spider-Man. We in the century that we got a black Spider-Man.
Miles Morales. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So growing up, all we knew was Peter Parker.
and exploring the
I think
multiverse, exploring the world and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, I think that is. Are we gonna? Is this type of stuff gonna stop? No, but they can work on making the series a little bit longer. I'm not trying to make it a novella because them motherfuckers go for 150, 200, 300 episodes.
Yes, the days of our lives. The
Hey,
shit keeps going.
She watching the episodes, and I've been looking at the shit like it's season 1. They're like on the 200th episode.
And you have to understand,
So,
like,
but
and you're trying to figure out how these characters, especially on soap operas, how these characters are still alive. You
yeah,
understand? He was the dad when this first started, and now he's dating his daughter's ex-wife, and he's doing this, and you don't understand. They put his brain in a thing to keep him alive.
yeah,
And but I thought you said he died 300 episodes ago.
Bro.
That was his twin brother. What?
yeah, bro. It'd be crazy, bro. I'm old school, bro. So I grew up watching MASH, Mama's House, and stuff. So that's,
Mash,
obviously you
Mash
had-
was a long one. What?
yeah,
I think Mash
Yeah.
went 23 seasons.
yeah, and
That's
you
what's
had even Little House on the Prairie that went for a long time. Seventh, like all those old shows went for a very long time. But it's not really that no more. It's like shows last for 2 weeks, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think overall, is it going to change? Probably not. But I get it. It's frustrating. And then they'll end the season on a good. The thing that makes me the most, like you said, they'll end the season on a good episode. You're like, oh, there ain't no more. To me, that's
Next
what
time.
they did. Like that's
Next time.
They ended on a really good, and it was just like, oh, there's no more. And I'm not saying now. Here's the thing, just to bounce off the topic. I'm not saying we sit around and watch TV all day, but you should enjoy life a little bit. Sit down and enjoy a couple episodes. But like when you do, it's like you want to be able to like, oh man, I can sit down and catch up and watch. Or by the time you're caught up, the series is already over. It's like, what's the point?
Bruh. Sometimes, well, and like I said, it blows my mind, and people need to do this, and this is the thing. Nobody needs to put spoiler alerts when they put their comments. Look, you know what episode was coming out. In fact, let me talk about it. Euphoria. People, like a lot of people's bad, you ruined the last episode for me. You knew when the episode was coming out. Right?
Nice.
If you didn't get to watch it because you were at work or something else was going on that day, you should have stayed off the internet. That's like when a new movie drops. Stay off the internet. If you don't care to see spoilers, because nobody has, what is it? Nobody has an obligation to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait a few days. I'm gonna wait a few days. Oh, spoilers. Oh, I don't want to see. Don't get on the internet. Turn off your notifications. Because you're having, I've seen so many dumb arguments. Just, oh, thanks for ruining the series for me. Why are you gonna comment that under somebody's post, bro? I saw somebody put, I'm a true fan. I wanted to wait till all the episodes were posted. No, a true fan watches it. Somebody literally said this. A true fan watches it week to week when it was dropped. You should have watched it week to week when it was dropped instead of waiting because, like you said, the attention span of certain people, they want to watch it all at once. No, a true fan, literally, if they have the ability, and if you're not at work or you got other things going on, watches it when it comes out. I'm literally watching Barbecue Brawl. Even though the time difference is astronomical for the most part, boom, as soon as it drops, I'm watching it the next day.
Yeah.
That might not seem like a show that everybody else watches, but that's one of the few things I wait for week to week. And be like, oh man, cool, boom. I'm watching this documentary now, and I got kind of mad because it only had one episode, but it's a 3-episode documentary. The next episode is not coming out till next Tuesday, and I was like, okay, cool, week to week. Just gotta understand it.
Yeah.
And that's me being a true fan of a lot of things. That's like Disney Plus is going to the Netflix. A lot of the streaming sites are doing it with certain shows where it's going to that week to week thing. And if you are a true fan, you'll give it the ratings and sit there and watch it week to week. Because that's what we had to do growing up.
Yeah.
We had to sit and wait. One of the craziest
Well-
shows that all of us grew up watching, next time on Dragon Ball Z. Craven.
Here's the thing. When we were growing up, though, we didn't have DVR recorders and shit. So you had to, if you didn't watch
Well,
it, you
Well,
missed it.
well, during
You
our
know what I'm
time.
saying?
Yeah, but it came during our time, though. DVR recorders came during our time. But
They
I
did,
do
but they
agree
were-
with you.
They
do
did,
agree
but they
with
were
you.
a
You're
lot
right.
of money. They were a lot of money. If you didn't have a DVR recorder, you had to hurry up. You had to know what time to sit down and watch.
Hey, you forgot about VCRs. See, that's what I'm talking about. You forgot about VCRs. People used to have VCRs and recorded shows.
And I
Because
and I
guess
get
what?
that. But
Shows
if you
didn't,
forget,
shows didn't do the playback.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. So if I remember my
Yeah.
mom used to record Days of Our Lives and stuff. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss this episode, so I'm gonna." So she make sure you hit the record button on. So we, you know what I mean?
You can't miss. I'm gonna tell you this: growing up with my man, having to go step between my grandma's houses and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you can't miss an episode of Days of Our Lives because if
I know,
you miss
that's
an
a-
episode, or if you miss more than one episode, you done. You don't know who is who anymore.
Yeah,
You don't know what's going on, and it's just like, all right, cool.
yeah, swell. But where we're at now and with TV shows, I do like the excitement that you get. I don't like the short links. I think at least
I don't-
I've been at least four to 8 weeks should be a TV episode now. I think that's pretty good. And then if you drop a new
Well,
season, it could come down in a couple of weeks, come out in a couple
this
months.
this is my thing about this. I feel like every show, no matter what, I don't feel like this for every movie. I'm talking about TV shows. I feel like every show, no matter what, should get a second season. The first season, literally, majority of the time, is world building. The second season,
Yeah.
you get to delve into that more. And then if the ratings are still low, guess what? Okay, we gotta let it go. We gotta let it go because we gave it a chance. We gave it an actual chance. Because that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing too, is giving certain things a chance. Because a lot of people, the way the streaming game is so saturated now, you're not able to find these shows. And by the time you find a lot of these shows, it's like, oh man, this is a great show. I can't watch it
Yeah.
anymore because it only has one season. And I didn't know it was out because it was on Apple TV or it was on Netflix or it was on Paramount Plus or it was on whatever godforsaken streaming service.
That's just the last two TV series I was like super invested in. So the first one was David Duchovny's Californication. I was super invested in that, and I still think that was like the man show. You know what I'm saying? That was a dope
Yeah.
show. But I think that ended after 8 seasons, so that was pretty good. But the next one after that, dude, Kim's Convenience only went for 5 seasons. I was like, this shit could have ran, bro.
Yeah.
Kim's Convenience
It
was
could have.
hilarious. I love
could
that
have.
freaking show, but I miss
And
here
another
like that.
aspect-
Gave it that
Yeah.
hometown feel. So
But another
I think those
aspect
are
too, we gotta remember is a lot of people they get big.
yeah,
They
yeah,
get big after a couple seasons. They get big, and I get it. It's money.
yeah,
It's money at the end of the day.
yeah. No, I
Look.
get it, but
Hey, yo, check this out. Y'all family, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. What are y'all hot takes on some things? What are y'all opinion? What is something that you would like to change? Throw it down in the comments. We love y'all. Keep reposting, keep sharing, keep keeping on. It's okay to be
Yeah.
grumpy. It's okay to have a face on that mother could love.
thanks.
All right, let's love. Peace.
Love, peace, chicken grease.
Love, peace, chicken grease. We out.